Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we are going to discuss about the properties and application of Ldpe versus Hdpe, low density polyethylene and high density polyethylene. So friends, Ldpe and Hdpe, low density polyethylene and high density polyethylene, are thermoplastic materials under the family of polyolefins, which are petrochemical based plastics that includes polypropylene, that is PP, and polyethylene, that is PE. So the most common plastic material in the world and is known for its simple structure, the simplest of the all polymers commercially available now. Collectively, under the polyethylene class of material Ldpe, that is low density polyethylene, and Hdpe, high density polyethylene, have shaped the landscape of the packing and manufacturing industry. Ldpe is well known for being widely used in plastic bags as its low density makes it light and flexible, rendering it perfect for this kind of application. While Hdpe, high density polyethylene, on other hand, is harder and offers higher strength and better resistance to heat. Recently, it has become very popular as source material for 3D printing filaments used instead of ABS material. It is also used to produce durable plastic parts such as Hdpe pipes, toys, plastic chairs, etc. Although Ldpe, low density, and Hdpe, high density, are both thermoplastic ethylene polymers, they differ in several properties and uses. One stark contrast is that Ldpe has more branching than Hdpe. Branching takes place during polymerization, where polymer chains have secondary polymer chain attached to that. So this weakens the, that is why Hdpe increase in tensile strength. The varying uses of Ldpe and Hdpe are based on this fundamental. Here we will learn about the divergence in properties between Ldpe and Hdpe, the advantages and disadvantages of using each polyethylene material, how each of them is produced and processed, the different applications of Ldpe and Hdpe, properties of Ldpe and Hdpe. We know that both material comes from the same ethylene monomer. The difference in chemical structure yields a wide variety of unique properties. As its name suggests, low density polyethylene, that is Ldpe, has lower density, strength and temperature resistance. Meanwhile, high density polyethylene, that is Hdpe, is characterized by higher specific strength and heat resistance. Okay, now Ldpe and Hdpe difference. So as we know that we had learned the preparation of Hdpe and Ldpe in previous lecture. Ldpe has more branching while Hdpe less branching. Hdpe linear and low density, while Hdpe high density and most linear as compared to Ldpe. Density of Ldpe 0.91 gram per cm cube, while high density has 0.95 to 97 gram per cm cube. Flexible, Ldpe low flexible, while Hdpe high crystallinity, which make it tougher and more rigid. Heat resistance, drastic decrease in density when subjected to temperature beyond 20 degrees centigrade. Okay. So melting point of Ldpe 115 degree, while Hdpe 135 degree centigrade melting point. Chemical resistance. Resistance to most alcohol, acid, alkalis, low resistance to oxidizing. Ldpe low resistance, Hdpe, Hdpe high resistance, high tensile strength. Okay. Uh, Low due to increased level of crystallinity, maximum allowable stress at 20 degrees centigrade for Ldpe, while Hdpe is tougher and higher than the Ldpe. Okay, pros and cons of using Ldpe and Hdpe. While both materials have their respective benefits, they also carry with them a number of disadvantages. Here list of the pros and cons of each of the Ldpe and Hdpe. We will see here. First, Hdpe and Ldpe advantages. Wide variety of uses, low cost, resistant to acids and bases, easy to process and molds, good electrical insulation, waterproof property, may be processed as transparent, wide variety uses, low cost, high tensile strength, able to resist low temperature, relatively strong and stiff, waterproof properties, good electrical insulation. And disadvantages are they are more prone to crack stress, not useful in extremely high or low temperature, high permeability to carbon dioxide and other gases, little to no UV resistance, may crack under stress, high risk of mold shrinking, little to no UV resistance. Okay, this is about advantages and disadvantages. Production and processing of Ldpe and Hdpe. As in previous lecture we discussed about the preparation of Ldpe and Hdpe and the conditions in which they are prepared. Ldpe is made through either a stiff autoclave or tubular reactor. Its general manufacture involves the compression of ethylene gas, polymerization using an initiator and a gas separation. Initiator, we know that benzoyl peroxide usually used. And about Hdpe, most Hdpe material are produced by either slurry polymerization or gas phase polymerization. The process starts with the polymerization from a solution of ethylene monomer followed by the separation and drying under Ziegler-Natta catalyst. How are those two polyethylene material possessed? Once produced, the thermoplastic material may be processed for consumer or industrial use by the following method, by this method. Injecting molding. This rapid process converts Ldpe and Hdpe pellets or granules into custom shapes and size defined by the mold. The thermoplastic pellets are sent to the hot barrel from which the material are melted through a screw barrel and heater bands. The molten plastic is then injected to a pre-configured mold cavity, which also cools down the material. After solidifying, the plastic material is ejected out the molding machine. In extrusion, similar to injection moldings, this also makes use of heat to melt the plastic granules. The difference comes at the final section of the machine. In this case, the melted plastic goes through a pre-designed opening and is then cooled down to solidify. Okay, blow molding. This type of processing is usually carried out to manufacture hollow shaped plastic goods instead of injecting and molten plastic. The process used compressed air to blow the material into the mold. So these about different processes. Okay. Now application of LDPE and HDPE. LDPE, low density polythene, and HDPE, high density polythene. Okay, LDPE used in plastic bags, light packing materials, six pack ring, waterproof, carbon lining, plastic wraps, snaps on lids, wash bottles, corrosion protecting layers for work surfaces in building material, computer hardware covers, packaging, etc. HDPE, high density polythene, used in making filaments for 3D printings, which is now very common. 3D printing, you know about that. Strong packing materials, bottle caps, plastic milk bottles, drums, bulk containers for industries, fibers for ropes, nets, and industrial fabrics, fishing nets, toys, vehicle fuel tank, boat part, pipes, and tubing. So HDPE plastic also used in the preparation of chairs, tables, and the building materials. Some playground structures, slides, swing seats, as well as in consumer products, trash and recycling bin, ice cubes container, toys, ice sheets, etc. So these are the uses of HDPE. Okay, so this is about HDPE and LDPE. Low density polyethylene and high density polyethylene are differentiated according to the degree of branching in their molecular structure, giving rise to a varying properties and application that we discussed in this video. Some more important applications are like surface treatment and coating, organic coating, rubber and plastic industry, rubber and plastic products, household objects, in agriculture, equipments, agricultural machines, etc.